Time for video number 3 of the continuing saga of rebuilding this mini bike, this Little Indian Minibike. So, if you recall, at the end of the last video, I finished installing this brake setup here. So then I proceeded to put the rear wheel on, and it's not running true, or at least the sprocket's not running true. It's either bent. It's scraping on the caliper there. And I can see it when I spin it. I don't think you can see it. See, it binds up because the sprocket's not running true. So I'm going to take this apart. It might be the spacers. I don't know. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on here. Yeah, see, that's tight right there and then loose right there. So something's not right. Anyway, I want to put the motor on this and take it for a spin. But I'd like that rear wheel to be running true so the brakes work great, like they should. So I got to take this apart before I mess with the engine. Okay. Well, I've been checking out this rear wheel on the mini bike, and sure enough, the sprocket is a little bent. It's running out more than I like. So I ordered another one. Should be here in a week or so. I also ordered a couple other things that just arrived. Got some foot pegs for here. So those will be nice. Got a little kill switch, which I'll rig up. Got a little kickstand. Hopefully it's the right length. And then I bought a couple fenders. And these are like $12 a piece with a $6 finish on them. I figured they'd look a little nicer than that. But they'll do. If I have to paint them, I will. Or I could leave them this color. I mean, it's a crappy chrome finish. But nonetheless, I have something to work with. Alright, I'll start messing with this stuff here. I thought I would try to figure out this kickstand first. And I had to mess with it a little bit just to figure out how it kind of went together. But I think this is the arrangement. I have it clamped on the pipe right here just because I can't clamp it here. You know, it's kind of at a little bit of an angle. But it's ultimately going to go here. But I have it working. So that stays up. It's in line with the frame. And then if I tilt it, gives a little. So I think it's leaning enough. It could probably be just a hair shorter. But it works nice. Yeah, this could probably be a little more out like this. Let's see what that does to how it leans. Yeah, that's better, I think. Alright, so my plan of attack here is I'll weld this bracket up here at just the right location. And then this kind of all comes apart, so when I paint it, this will get painted, but these will stay chrome. So that'll look pretty nice and be a nice functional addition. Alright, next order of business is get that kickstand welded on. Okay, I think I'm about ready to weld on this little bracket here for the kickstand. I had clamped it on back here to get the angle right, and then I made this little cardboard template here so I can make sure I get the angle right there. So now I'm going to tack it into place. so that's looking pretty good. Get rid of those. Alright, I gotta get on the back side of it, so I gotta turn this thing all around, but I'm happy with that. Before I change the setup, I'm gonna prep out this weld. Okay, okay, now I can flip this thing over and get the underside. Okay, I can finish smoothing that out later. Want it to look as clean as I can get it. So let's see how this turned out. I still have to weld the backside, but I thought I'd put it together. So it has a nice spring. There's room for me to catch my heel there. And then let's see how the lean is when it's on the kickstand. Oh yeah, that looks real good. I didn't want it to be too little because it'd fall over, or be too much because it looks stupid. That looks about right. Yeah, I'm glad I decided to get a kickstand. It's just one of those things that makes it convenient to ride the mini bike. Okay, I gotta weld up the backside and call this one done. Okay, I'm going to tack up the backside. One more little spot, and I think that'll be good enough. I don't know if I should weld it there or not. There's a pretty good gap. I think it'll be strong enough. Okay. Okay, it's cooled off now. Just a little touch up with primer. I'll get it real good later. Sand it real nice. Okay, I can call this one done. It's all primed up, put together. Now I can move on to something else and keep plugging away. So if you recall, I was saying how I had a line on this other engine. This is red engine right there I just got today. Bought it from a friend out of state. Sent me some pictures, and I said, well, it looks like a 2-horse. Check the output shaft, because you know on the 2-horse it's 5/8, and on the 3-horse it's 3/4. Oh yeah, it's 3/4. Well, I don't think you can read a tape measure, because in essence it's the same engine as the white one. That engine there is 3-horse. These two are 2-horse. You know, there's a 5/8 shaft, 5/8 shaft, 3/4 shaft. So, you know, sometimes no matter how hard you try, you just can't get something to come together the way you want it to. So, I really want to use a 3-horse because that's what came on them. I do like the fact that this is a more vintage looking motor. This shroud is older looking. These are the same model, but a few years apart, serial numbers anyway. I pulled on the cord. It has compression, but this is all messed up in here. It needs work. So my guess is that I could probably get it to run. I don't know. Shoot. Maybe I'll use this one and see if that shroud will fit, so that this 3-horse will have a more vintage look. I don't know. I gotta mess with it. My master plan crumbled. Geez, everything would have been great if that red engine there would have been 3-horse. Alright, well, back to the drawing board. I'll get it figured out. I also enjoy researching online, trying to learn more about these mini bikes. So I found a couple of photos here that I like. This is the same model I have. I like the white engine. This is a Clinton engine instead of the Briggs, but that's a nice looking bike. And then here's another one. This is more what I'm shooting for. Different color, but see, this is a 3-horsepower Briggs with the white engine. That's what I'm trying to do on this mini bike. Then I have this little brochure. Let's see here. So I'm thinking that mine is the Model 400 right here. It says Briggs & Stratton 3-horsepower 4-cycle engine with a 1-year warranty, 5-to-1 gear ratio, top speed 25 to 30 miles an hour, weight 58 pounds. So that'd be this one right here. See, here's the Clinton engine in the Model 300, and then here's the 3-horsepower Briggs in the Model 4. And then I guess this is the Model 500 uses a 3 also. It just has a bunch of extra accessories. So that's a copy of a nice brochure from back in the day. And then I have one other here that I found, a little brochure. Looks like a local ad from back in the day, telling about the Lil Indian, the size, and bright red, light yellow, or light blue color, which I thought was interesting. This one shows it with a Clinton. So this is probably the Model 300. So anyway, I'm going for yellow, so that's good. I'll be in the range of original colors. All right, just some stuff for fun, huh? Since it's going to take me a while to get this 3-horsepower vintage engine thing figured out, I think I'm going to go with this motor for the time being, you know, the test mule, so to speak. You know, I hadn't put gas or started this engine in probably a good 15 or 18 years. So a few minutes ago I put some fuel in it and I fired it up, and you know, because it's an edger and has to swing that blade, this thing has a pretty good top end. It wrapped out pretty decent. So I'm going to fire it up here. See how it runs. So, you know, you just can't argue with modern conveniences. I mean, that thing, I was surprised that it's as easy as it started after sitting around so many years. And then just now she fired right up and has a pretty good top end, I think. So I'm going to use that. And if I decide to keep it and paint it white, it's already got decent paint on it. I just got to give it a good cleaning, a little scuffing, and I can paint. So tomorrow I'll take it off the edger and start messing around with it. Now, I haven't given up on my quest to find the perfect candidate mid-60s 3-horsepower Briggs that I can completely rebuild. I'd really like to do that and go through the process and do a video of it. I know there's special tools that are needed that I'd pick up along the way. And then I know I would have a nice, fresh, vintage engine of the correct era. So I'm just going to be patient and keep looking for the perfect candidate. And I suspect I'll have the mini bike up and running, finished long before I have the vintage engine done. But we'll see. I'd say it's time to take this motor off this little edger. I'll want to put this motor back on there eventually because it's a good edger. I bought the thing new 20 years ago, but we lived in a different house, and once we moved here there was nothing to edge, no sidewalks, so it'll make a good little motor for the time being. Alright, let's take it apart. Okay, first I took off this little shroud on the pulley and loosened the belt. Now I'm going to take off the air cleaner so I can get to the filter here. Get to the throttle connection. Okay. Alright, I gotta get a screwdriver. Looks like a little Z-bend, and I can get that apart. Everything on this machine is still in great shape. Hardly really has any hours on it. Okay. So now, if I get these 4 bolts, the engine's off. Well, it's a little dirty, a little oily, but really in damn good shape. Okay. Let's clean it up. Okay, I'm going to do some initial cleaning with some lacquer thinner. Also, I had to put WD-40 on this. Let it soak for a couple days. That's got a little rust in there, so I'll let that work. Okay, so my goal now is just to do an initial cleaning. Okay, I've got most of the oil and grease off. I'm going to take this whole arrangement, I'm going to take it off so I can clean all these components and get in here and really get this thing fresh looking. Okay, I'm going to take off this exhaust. This is a nice modern change. How this is separate from the stud. I like that. Okay, I'm going to drop this tank away from here so I can have access to these bolts. Get the carburetor off. Governor. Got a Z-bend right here. Sure, just wants to fight me. I think it's come right out. There we go. And then another nice feature of this engine is here's the kill wire for the stop. so I can hook a kill switch to that. Alright. Just gotta get that unhooked. There. Well, that was a pain. Levers. Looks clean inside here. Okay. Well, that looks nice in there. Nice and fresh. Okay, let's take off the shroud. Alright, a little, little quarter drive socket. Okay. Pretty good inside. Wow, that works nice. Of course, everything's plastic now. It sure is quieter. Okay. So, it looks pretty good. This is what I like. There's the kill switch wire, which the older motor doesn't have. Doesn't have that little connector. Okay. So this, I'll just clean this all up. Same thing here. Maybe I'll take this out. I'll eventually pull that in another evening or two. But I want to get this where I can, there's some sheet metal to take off, where I could paint it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint it white. Okay, first I got to do a little more cleaning on it. Okay, I think we're going to call this the end of the third video. I think in the next one, I'm going to get this all cleaned up. I'm going to paint it white, get it running good, put it on the bike. I may end up keeping this motor. I mean, you know, for being 20 years old, I know the history of it, and you know, it's a little bit corroded, but nothing that I can't fix up. Alright, looking forward to getting the engine installed, and I should be getting a new sprocket here any day.